Have you ever heard the sound of a tree surrendering to the power of steel? Not with a groan, but with absolute silence after a spectacular turn. There are moments in the forest. You will forget you are watching machines at work because it is so beautiful, so smooth, so absurd to believe. Woodcarving artist, where you not only see the mechanical power, but also feel something very human in every movement. An artistique destruction, a performance that you just want to rewind over and over again. Don't think this is just a story about wood and steel. This is a whole world operating in ways you have never imagined. Are you ready to be drawn in, or still think machines are dry? Click register and try to feel a machine again with your heart. In the middle of the silent primeval forest, a screech rang out like a sword cutting the sky in half. Then from the mist, the Ecolog 560D harvester appeared like an armored planet that had just fallen to Earth. The metallic light reflected the sunlight through the foliage, making every gaze frozen in amazement. As tall as a Norse god imprisoned in a golden armor, each shield skeleton crane stretched out like the hand of a giant creature, not moving mechanically, but as if it had a soul, as if it was preparing for a sacred ritual. No one dared to come near, because this was not a machine, but a spirit beast of the old forest. Every time the ecolog turned around, each tree as big as a communal house pillar was lifted up, gently rotated, and then peeled off each layer of bark, as if dancing to an invisible melody. The control system was like an artificial nervous system, recognized the terrain in an instant, handled every error with a speed far beyond biological reflexes. In an hour, it could replace an army of 30 people with precision, to the point where the naked eye cannot detect any error. Even though it has to operate continuously, the engine's sound is still steady like the heartbeat of an immortal creature. And when it stops, the woodlot behind is like the spoils of a battle between man and the forest. But in fact, no one wins, because what is standing there is no longer a machine, but a sacred prayer, written with iron and steel and human intelligence in the heart of the endless wilderness. No one is prepared for the moment when the John Deere 1010E glides gently through the deep forest, because you don't feel a machine approaching, but a calculating mechanical silhouette, silent as a black panther, strong as lightning hidden in a forest green shell, and so delicate that all of nature has to stop for a few seconds to observe. From a distance, it looks neat like a stretched SUV, but each part exudes the aura of an assassin in armor. The wheels are as big as mini jacuzzis. The claws stretch out like the arms of a robot wearing silk gloves. The entire body of the vehicle is a graceful moving mass, as if dancing without shedding a drop of mechanical sweat. When it starts working, it is not simply a forwarder, but a wood dancer in the middle of the forest. The hydraulic system combines with computer intelligence terrain sensors, scan every bump, calculate lifting force center of gravity rotation direction in less than a blink of an eye. Pick up wood, like picking up noodles. Drop it in the right position as if it had practiced 1,000 times before. In a working morning, the John Deere 1010E can neatly handle a volume of wood that would make 5 other trucks groan. No fatigue, no mistakes, no need to rest in between. Vibration is almost zero accuracy. Makes laser measuring devices wary. This is not just a machine. This is a metallic harmony between mechanics, intelligence, and aesthetics. A quiet declaration that the era of muscular forest work has ended, and the era of smart players has begun. People often think of wood excavators as rough, heavy, and monotonous iron block, but just once, witnessing the Doosan DX 225 LL5 in operation, all prejudices immediately disappear like dust in the deep forest. Without being ostentatious and noisy, it appears with a terrifying calmness. A calmness of someone who knows he was born to rule, with a body as long as a freight train, a flexible boom like the neck of a mechanical dragon, dark tracks imprinted on the ground like ancient words engraved by pressure, and a cabin designed like the command room of a space station. The DX 225 LL5 not only brings an impression of power, but also of sophistication in every detail. When it starts working, it is not simply a shovel, but a performance. Each rotation, each reach, is guided by a hydraulic system that is as rhythmic as mechanical blood vessels. Modern sensors work silently like intuition, analyzing position, adjusting tilt, measuring, pulling force in just a fraction of a second. All create a series of movements so smooth and graceful that it makes viewers forget they are looking at a nearly 24-ton machine. Within a morning, the DX 225 LL5 can complete the amount of work that a team of experienced loggers would take all day to complete. And the most amazing thing is the absolute precision. Each log is arranged like a chessboard. Each drop and pick is as precise as if there were a ruler attached to the steel arm. It does not need to roar to prove its strength, because its silence is enough to make all other tools feel small. The Doosan DX 225 LL5 is not a machine. It is a deliberate evolution of modern engineering, symbolizing a generation of equipment that is not only powerful, but also knows how to express itself like an artist in the dance of the deep forest. In the middle of the quiet deep forest, when the dew still lingers on every leaf and the birds are still timid in the distance, then suddenly a whistling sound is heard. And from that mist, the Rottne F-13D rushes out like a mechanical meteorite that has just broken through the stratosphere and landed on the ground. There is no introduction, no need for drums or gongs. But the scene immediately freezes, as if the whole forest is holding its breath. It appears high, like a green forest war god. The cold paint shines metallic blue, the muscular body with a cabin like a spaceship cockpit. Each joint moves like the muscles of an armored beast, and the giant tires are imprinted like the claws of an ancient creature. You are no longer standing before a machine, but before a symbol, a metal soul, summoned to do work that humans dare not dream of. Just a slight turn. The claw reaches out like a magician's hand, lifts each piece of wood as heavy as fate, neatly arranged without a speck of dust. The sensors and hydraulics work like magic. The AI calculates terrain in 0.2 seconds and responds to commands faster than a frown. One morning it processed a week's worth of wood with such precision that each clamping action seemed to be measured by a laser. And then, when it stopped, no one dared to breathe heavily, because they had just witnessed a metal poem being written in the middle of the forest, not with ink, but with power and an inexplicable mystery. If you are also fascinated by machines like this, please subscribe, like, and share to continue our journey to discover the mechanical legends that change the world. In the middle of the misty old forest, a giant steel shadow crossed like a lightning bolt from Norse mythology. The trees shivered, the ground cracked slightly, and time seemed to stand still. Komatsu 845 did not appear like a machine, but like a mechanical god just awakening from a 1,000-year sleep. Its body was muscular like a warrior forged from cold steel, the tall, sturdy frame like ancient armor, the joints curved flexibly folded, like the spine of a wild animal, stalking its prey. Each step the tracks carved into the ground like a declaration. I did not come to ask. I came to be the master. When it works, you do not see a machine operating. But like witnessing a metal magic show, the hydraulic arm reaches out like a giant spider, grabs a 100-kilogram log, and gently places it on the body like arranging chess pieces. Automatic balancing technology, intelligent positioning system. Coordinated smoothly, as if the metal was conversing with the forest. In every hour, it completes the same amount of work as a team of 30 people in a day, and still has power left over. Each operation is as smooth as biological programming, without the slightest deviation. You are not looking at a forwarder. You are standing before an episode of the future, where steel obeys, where nature nods in defeat. The Komatsu 845 does not need applause, because the sound of its engine is already a great song of joy in the wilderness. You won't believe it. There's a machine that makes the whole forest tremble just by rolling. The Bandit 2900T stump grinder is not a machine. It's a mechanical beast, with the soul of an artist and the power of a tank. At first glance, you'll think you're looking at a steel creature that just stepped out of the dreams of real machine players. The size is as big as a luxury SUV. The tracks are as big as a bathtub. The body is designed to be square and powerful, and the grinding arm is curved like the tentacles of an alien robot preparing to attack. As it stands there silently, it feels like the whole earth is holding its breath waiting for action. And then, with just a flick of the lever, the whole system awakens. The diesel engine roars softly like the hiss of a leopard hunting its prey. The arm is precise to the millimeter, rotates, glides, presses deeply, and the tree stump is nothing but dust. It doesn't destroy, it solves. It doesn't cut, it treats like a surgeon resurfacing the land. All powered by intelligent sensors, depth positioning, distance measurement, ensuring not a single mistake in thousands of operations. Compared to other machines, the Bandit 2900T is not only twice as fast but also 3 times as compact. Powerful yet silent, brutal yet precise. This is not just a tool. This is the companion of those who love the land, love technology, and do not accept anything half-hearted. When it does its job, you just take a sip of coffee and let this intelligent monster do the rest without blinking an eye. You just took a breath. Hold it, because the Carlton SP 8018 TRX is about to blow away every notion you ever had about tree stump crushers. This is no longer a machine. This is an F1 racer wearing steel armor. A true technological warrior. Just looking at it, everyone has to take half a step back. Its body is short and compact, long like a steel python. Rubber tracks grip the ground like beast claws. The head of the machine is designed to be as sharp as a samurai blade, just a slight turn, and the whole tree stump disappears like magic. The feeling when standing in front of it is like facing a killer in a tuxedo. Cold, precise, not wasting a single movement. The Carlton SP 8018 TRX doesn't play with loud muscles. It chooses a smooth but sharp approach. With a 74 horsepower engine, the machine operates like a ballet dancer, stepping lightly, rotating evenly, cutting deeply, without causing any disturbance to the surrounding environment. The joystick control system is as sensitive as a gamer's hand, helping you manipulate every little bit like using a paintbrush instead of a saw. The depth is precisely programmed. Each layer of soil is removed like peeling an onion, gently, smoothly, spotlessly clean. The working efficiency is beyond words. In 1 hour, Carlton SP 8018 TRX can handle up to dozens of tree stumps without resting for a minute, without screaming, just rolling and rotating evenly. For those who love sophistication, like neatness but superior efficiency, Carlton is the machine born to affirm its class. It is not simply crushing roots. It is a symbol of power, precision, and mechanical beauty that makes everyone turn their heads. If Bandit is a beast, then Carlton is a killer. And once you see it working, you will not want to look at any other machine again. You think you've seen all the powerful machines? Wait until the Fecon FTX 128R rolls. You will understand what a mechanical beast programmed with sophistication is. Fecon is not noisy, not ostentatious, but it carries within it the power to make the whole forest hold its breath. In terms of size, it is not as huge as a tank, but is as compact as an armored SUV, as long as an off-road limousine. The body is covered with thick steel armor, anti-slip rubber tracks, grip the ground like spider legs clinging to walls, and the engine head, literally a shark's jaw. When it opens, the tree stump will fly away. When in direct contact, you do not see a machine, but an intelligent, muscular, mechanical creature, but behaves like a French gentleman. The 128 horsepower engine roars softly. The hydraulics rotate the grinding head like a flamenco dancer, rhythmically but decisively. The joystick is like a spaceship steering wheel. Just a slight move, and the entire system responds precisely. No jerking, no errors. The GPS-integrated depth sensor ensures that every turn hits the right spot, not even a millimeter off, like math programmed by muscle. In 1 hour, Fecon FTX 128R can clear dozens of tree stumps, while the driver still sits cool, as if he were driving a high-end massage chair. It doesn't just work, it performs. Not only compact, but also beautiful. Not only powerful, but also luxurious. If you want a machine that can both crush move and make the whole forest respect, then Fecon is the business class ticket to the world of class and performance. This is not a machine. This is a manifesto. You won't believe it if you haven't seen it with your own eyes. A machine weighing tens of tons can move gracefully like a dancer, dig deep like an ancient miner, and be so delicate that even nature has to pause for a few seconds to admire. Hitachi ZX 210F doesn't come to make noise. It comes to redefine the concept of excavator in a way that no one has ever imagined. With a massive body like an armored school bus, tracks as big as an upside-down bathtub, and mechanical arms as long as the tentacles of a mechanical octopus, it is no longer a mere machine, but like a steel creature that has come to life from the bold dreams of engineers. From afar, every movement is as smooth as if commanded by an invisible conductor. The digging bucket cuts the ground like a knife gliding on butter, and grabs a large rock like picking up a piece of candy. All thanks to a smart sensor system, hydraulics as precise as a breath, and a digital brain that reads the terrain like reading a book. The working efficiency is beyond question. In just one morning, the ZX 210F can do the work of an entire team, working hard all day long. Each swing of the bucket is measured by an engineer's ruler, accurate to the millimeter without a single drop. And when the engine stops, the echo still echoes, because it not only digs the ground, but also redraws the horizon with steel, with technology, and with the arrogance of a machine born to dominate. If you are impressed with this machine, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video so you don't miss the next Mechanical Legends, where technology not only works, but also tells stories that you can't take your eyes off.
Naik turun aja ya.
You may be used to big, rough, and noisy excavators, but once the Hyundai HX235 LCR appears, all those definitions are immediately blown away, like construction site dust. It does not enter like a hired hand, but like an artist performing a mechanical symphony with a calm but suffocatingly authoritative demeanor. Its size is just enough to make you look up. Long like a freight train, the body is neat, but seasoned like an armored wrestler. The tracks are rolled up like big cat claws, and the mechanical arm is stretched out like a waving iron branch. Imagine, in the middle of the rubble, it gently lowers the bucket, grabbing a whole block of soil like picking up sushi with chopsticks. Inside is a whole system of sensors that automatically adjust the digging force intelligent positioning, and the response speed is so fast that you don't even have time to look at it before a work cycle is completed. Every touch of the ground has a reason, every twist of the torso has mathematics behind it, and the efficiency is almost unfair. Compared to humans, an hour of shoveling is equivalent to a day's work for 6 experienced workers. And the accuracy, well, you can measure it with a technical compass. The Hyundai HX235 LCR is not a machine. It is a dancer in armor, a mechanical hand of the modern age. And if you think shoveling is monotonous work, wait until you see it in action. You will stand still, not in amazement, but in fascination. So what do you think? Are modern machines like these completely changing the concept of labor in the construction industry? You may have seen many excavators rolling on construction sites, but when the Liebherr A924C crawls forward, no one speaks, no one moves, because everyone is staring at an extraordinary steel creature, arrogant as an ancient general, yet as soft as an iron leopard. Its size makes you take a step back, as tall as the roof of a level 4 house, as long as a cross-provincial bus, a sturdy frame painted shiny like armor that has just been polished in the sun. Tires as big as wells, pounding the ground with each beat, making the whole area vibrate. And the mechanical arm is like a robot sword swung in the air, sharp, decisive. When it works, you don't hear any noise. You hear the heartbeat of technology. Every turn, every stretch, every bite is as smooth as a circus performance. An intelligent control system, multi-layer hydraulics, GPS, positioning, and a super-fast feedback module help it handle every operation, as if it had been practiced hundreds of times in its brain. An hour of work with the A924C is equivalent to 8 of the best men working together, but none of them can turn a stone weighing several tons with a flick of the wrist, and then put it down as if it were nothing. This is no excavator. This is a construction site magician, a steel hand, composing poetry in the dust. And if anyone has ever doubted that steel can express itself, they have certainly not met the Liebherr A924C. No one could have predicted that in the middle of the dark forest, there would appear a steel creature that would make you look up and be speechless. Ponsse Buffalo King did not come with a roar, but with the air of a king stepping onto a waiting throne. From afar, it looked like a mobile fortress, but the closer you got, the clearer it was that this was not a machine, but a royal hunting car in the middle of rugged terrain. The body was as long as a coal train, the cabin was as high as a watchtower. The wheels were so big that they could make a swimming pool if turned upside down. The fork reached out gently, but was strong enough to lift a pile of several tons of wood like nothing. And the entire structure of the car was as solid as a rampart but as flexible as a dancer in a coronation ceremony. When it starts operating, you no longer see movement, but are watching a wordless play choreographed by machines and intelligence. Intelligent automatic control systems, tilt sensors, weather-controlled torque distribution. Each operation is so precise that it seems to have been programmed since the last century. Picking up wood, rotating the body, dropping goods. All happen like the hand movements of a Michelin chef decorating a dessert. As for performance, let's not discuss it, because in just one shift, Buffalo King can handle a volume equivalent to the entire classic forestry complex combined. Fast, smooth, and economical to the point that even the generator feels offended. This is no longer a machine. This is the real king of the forest, appearing not to convince, but to dominate. And if anyone asks whether steel can have spirit, then please come stand for a minute next to Ponsse Buffalo King. Do you think modern machines like these are turning construction sites into stages and workers into spectators of a new mechanical age? You think you've seen it all, until the Valmet 840.4 looms out from behind the pine trees like a steel monster, leisurely strolling. Not in a hurry, not noisy, but making the whole forest hold its breath. Its stature is not for showing off, but for asserting. Long as a container truck, but gliding smoothly like a dancing elephant. Wheels as high as an adult's navel tire, treads as deep as time's grooves. The log carrier in the back is like a stage, waiting for tons of logs to step up and perform. The entire body of the vehicle is a blend of muscular strength and precise design down to every rivet. When in action, the Valmet 840.4 is not just moving, but executing a strategy. The gripper rotates like a samurai's arm, clamps, lifts, and drops wood onto the crate, like playing a giant puzzle. The intelligent control system combines with balance sensors, super strong hydraulics, and a transmission mechanism so stable that you think the vehicle is reading the terrain before passing through. On a calm morning, the Valmet 840.4 can handle a volume of wood that would make a whole fleet of trucks wait in line, without a single deviation, without a single branch falling. Every operation is neat, as if it had been practiced thousands of times on a military sand table. This is not just a forwarder. This is the commander-in-chief of the forestry front, a silent but effective coordinator every second. And if a sudden rain comes, the Valmet 840.4 will still quietly continue its work. Because to it, the weather is just a detail, and the mission is destiny. Have you ever thought, machines weighing tens of tons can move gracefully like dancers on stage? Each turn, each cut, not only decisive but also artistic, as if they are sculpting time. It looks like destruction, but in fact it is creating a new order in the deep forest, a symphony of steel, oil, and human intelligence. So in your opinion, what makes a machine the best? Is it power precision? Or the ability to master all terrains? Leave a comment below. See if your mechanical aesthetic taste matches the majority. And if you are satisfied, don't forget to subscribe to the Wood Carving Artist channel. Share with your rich friends who also love it. And watch new videos at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day, so you don't miss any more classy moves.